I'm Melissa.
And Josh.
I met Dan through Josh and Craig, so almost 20 years ago.
Yeah, I met Dan, 25 years ago through Craig.
What's your favorite memory with Dan?
Go for it.
Mine would have to be, maybe lots, but probably the time he asked me, hey, try some of my moonshine. I actually did. Nobody else did. And every time I come over, he offers me some, and because he remembers that, and that's probably been 10 years ago. So, yeah.
Lots of good memories of Danimal. I'm going to go with the time in Siesta Key where he got hit by a car in the crosswalk. A few beers involved, closer to 20 or so. He obviously lived, survived, but it was a good moment. Happy birthday, you old bastard. We love you.
Happy birthday, Danimal.
I'm Alex. I'm Jenny's boy. I believe you guys are cousins. That's how I know you guys. My favorite memory of Dan is actually a memory that I had when I was working at Triple Crown. And I was talking to a Mr. Jack Phoney. And Jack had lots of nice things to say about you. But he said one thing in particular, that you were a fucking legend on the railroad. And you did lots of crazy things. One in particular where there was a train master on the yard and there was 2 locomotives. You were operating one and you might have been doing something inappropriate on one of those and just got so lucky enough that he only went to the other one where you weren't doing that other thing. So that's a pretty good memory I have of you. Happy birthday. Hope everything's going well.
My name is Jenny Williams, and I am the first cousin to my dear cousin Dan. Well, there's a lot of memories, family get-togethers and reunions, all those sort of things, but probably my favorite was a number of years ago, whenever I was in high school. I was attending the Bluffton Street Fair, and I was walking down the street with one of my girlfriends, and we run into Dan and one of his friends. And of course there's festivities going on all around us, you know, games and rides and all sorts of things. And Dan says, well, what is there to do in Bluffton? So anyway, I don't know, there's a hideaway down the street there. So my friend and I escorted Dan and his friend to the hideaway, and they said, well, here, we'll get you a drink. And we said, well, we're in high school, we can't. So but the kiss for good luck, they were on their way to the bar. But anyway, yeah, that was my opportunity to help Dan out in a moment of need. Happy birthday, Dan. You're a great source of enjoyment to everyone in the family, and we love you all, not just for all the wonderful memories that you provide and the entertainment, but yes, we're lucky to have you in our family, and many more happy birthdays to you.
My name is Joanne Brockhouse. He is a brother to my husband Don. Yes, a couple of years doing the zombie walk at Halloween. So it's a lot of fun. I hope he has a wonderful a wonderful year, and many more years to celebrate.
I'm Janet. Of course, you already know that. My favorite memory, let's see. Oh, the one that I spoke of earlier. I was glad that my sister married Dan because it got her out of the house. And let's see, anything else. Dan's been great over the years, and we love him with all of our heart.
Dan, I want to wish you a happy birthday and many more to come. Don't have too many wild memories because I was the younger of the cousins, but always remember Dan being right there in the middle of things, you know, and always willing to help people out, and just wanting to get in there and find out what's going on and having fun. Dan's always having fun. So again, happy birthday, and Lori, she'd want to wish you a happy birthday too, and just many more, Dan.
Dan, happy birthday. to you from the Emies, we wanted to say we wish us the best. Happy 70th, and as always, Semper Fi, young man. Ready? Happy birthday, Dan!
Happy birthday, Dan!
I remember, this is one of my favorite stories of you, was when back in the day when we took guy trips to Las Vegas, and you had so much to drink that you passed out in the car on the way to dinner, and we couldn't wake you up. So we left you in the car, and we went in and we ate steak, and then we came out and we woke you up, and you were kind of ticked off that you missed the steak, but hey, you were sleeping. So I mean, we slapped you. We slapped your head. Craig was slapping your head, and you wouldn't wake up. It was great. And then we went and played blackjack at the Golden Nugget, and we played single deck blackjack. So you had to hold your cards. That was a real difficulty for you at that time. You kept putting your cards down, and the dealer would yell at you every single time around. Sir, you got to hold your cards, and you put them, down on the table. You got to hold your cards, and you put them down. It was great. And then eventually we spilled our drinks on the table, and we got asked to leave. Great time. That's how you do Vegas.
My favorite story is when you used to tell a story about how you had too much drink and you had run your pickup truck into the front of a bulldozer, and you just left the truck there and took off and slept under your neighbor's porch. And so when the cop finally found you, because your plate's on the back of the truck, the guy who owned the bulldozer said any guy who can run his truck into a bulldozer and live is okay with me, and you didn't get any charges pressed.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
70th. I hope you live another 70. It's going to be tough, but
that'd be cool.
Good luck.
Hi. How do you know Grandpa?
I do know him!
Oh, well, what's your favorite thing about Grandpa?
He's really nice.
Look at me. He's really nice. Do you have a favorite thing to do with Grandpa?
No!
You don't? What is it? What's your favorite thing to do with Grandpa?
Well, go fishing.
Go fishing? Okay. And is there anything you want to say to Grandpa? It's his
That's it!
It's his 70th birthday. Is there anything you want to say?
No.
Come on.
Fine.
What do you want to say to him?
Surprise!
Surprise. And
Happy birthday!
and I
Love you.
there. Okay. Can you blow him a kiss or something? All right. Say love you, Grandpa.
Love you, Grandpa.
Happy birthday, Dan. The best memory I have is when we went down and seen Craig at the college and almost got beat up at the bar. You know what I'm talking about. We're lucky we're alive today. Have a good birthday. You're a great brother-in-law. Thanks.
Hey Brock, happy birthday. Glad knowing you. You've been one of my good friends since we moved to New Haven 30 years ago, and it's always a joy to get together with you on lunches, although you got to eat something besides french fries. And it's nice to be here at your party with your family and friends.
About 30 years ago, when Dan and Connie lived in Highland Terrace, and we did too, we had a big ice storm and we lost our power, and Dan came over and picked me up and the three kids, because Dave was working, and brought us over to his house, and they fixed us spaghetti, and when we came back home, he gave the kids his little portable TV to watch, and they thought that was pretty cool, so I always thought that was a nice thing. It felt like somebody was helping Dave take care of us, even though he wasn't there.
And here's a quick story I remember of him was I went over to his house and Connie was mowing the yard and she was pushing on that lawnmower uphill and struggling and sweating, and I go, "Where's Dan?" She goes, "He's inside." And I go inside and he's laying on the sofa watching the Cubs, and I said, "Dan, you ought to get her a power lawnmower." And he goes, "Well, that one's a power lawnmower, it just doesn't work." So it's just a funny story. I remember him going, "Yeah, it's the way it is. I'm not doing it, so what do I care?" Well, happy birthday, Dan.
Happy birthday, Dan.
I remember the first time I met Dan, I went to Craig's apartment. I hadn't been dating him very long, and his dad, Dan, was out on the balcony, and he was high. So I was wondering what I was getting myself into if the father to the son is is like that outside, and he's drinking with all these young kids, wondering what I was getting myself into. But apparently it didn't faze me too much because I'm still here. Happy birthday, and I hope you're still around for a lot longer.
Want Dan to remember the day we went to Sambo's after partying all night with Daryl Nance and Tom Cunningham, and the little deal with the coffee cup. I think he'll remember that. Happy birthday, and have a whole bunch more.
Happy birthday, Brock. 70 years old. I remember one time we were in Bellevue downtown and just skunk drunk. We got skunk drunk, and the bars were all closing, and it was pouring down rain. The bars were all closed. One of the guys was going out to the dorm, and he wanted to take us back out there, and we told him, go fuck himself, fuck you, get out of here, you know. So now we're downtown, pouring rain, skunk drunk, can't get back to the dorm. You know, we're just trapped. I don't know what the hell we were thinking. And then, so we're by the Eagles, and Dan gets his room key out, and he's trying to get in the Eagles with his room key. You know, just we end up out in the middle of the street, Main Street, and here comes some railroader driving down Main Street and stops and picks us up. You know, it just worked out. I don't know how.
Railroad God, we're good to you.
But I always laughed about Brock trying to get in the Eagles with his room key.
You got one, Bill?
Oh yeah, well yeah, one.
Yeah.
Oh well, look, I guess it's just happy birthday, Brock, and there are so many stories and so many times in a lifetime of just pure joy of being around you, man. You know, seriously, and all that, and there's lots of memories, and I can't think of any better way to spend somebody's 70th birthday is with you, and all the good memories and all the chuckles, and man, use a little more of that oil of old ladies, dude. You're getting wrinkly.
In a good
love you,
way,
man. Love you, man. Love you.
Happy birthday, Dan.
Happy birthday, Dan.
Well, this is one of my memories of Dan. This is years ago. Maybe we're going back like 20 years ago. Three Rivers Festival. There was me, myself, Dan, and Don. We went down to the beer tent, and I don't know what happened there. Dan was out there. We were all pretty drunk that day, and somehow or somewhere we got kicked out of the beer tent at the Three Rivers Festival. I mean, nobody ever got kicked out of the beer tent at the Three Rivers Festival. I remember that being escorted out. I think that was a real fun night. I remember about that. Yes.
Is there anything else you want to say to Dan on his
other than
birthday?
the railroad stories of Dan, I tell you, there's a lot of railroad stories because I worked with him in the rail yard, and he used to come there in the rail yard, and yeah, we used to have a lot of good times in the rail yard with him moving the trains around, you know. Yes, I had a good time with Dan in the rail yard, yes.
Happy birthday, Brock. If I knew we was going to live this long, we should have taken better care of ourselves. About the only thing I can remember is remember the night we was out and you yelled black guy, but you used a different word, and I broke the mirror off the window, and I blamed you, and then when you get in trouble, you'd blame me, and so Connie would be mad at me, and Holly would be mad at you. One of the things I can remember. I won't tell all the other stuff about Bellevue. Bye. Happy birthday.
Cool. What do you want to say?
Happy birthday, Grandpa.
Yeah, how old is he?
I'm 70.
Yeah, what do you like to do with Grandpa?
Play Play-Doh.
You like to play Play-Doh with Grandpa? Do you love him?
Yeah.
Okay, is there anything else you want to say to Grandpa? Is there anything else you want to say? Do you want to say I love you?
I love you.
Okay, what do you want to tell him? Can you say happy birthday, Papu?
Happy birthday, Papu.
Say it louder. Look at him.
Happy birthday, Papu. I love you. Happy birthday, Grandpapu. I love you so much.
Bailey, what do you want to say?
Nothing.
Do you want to tell Papu anything?
No.
Nothing? Come on.
Get it out.
Come on, Bailey.
Never.
Never? Come on, happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Bye.
It's gonna be silly too.
Yes.
Say happy birthday, Uncle Day. Say yay. Be silly. He's 70 years old. Say happy 70th.
Happy 70th.
All right.
Perfect, thank you.
It's me again, Brock. I just remembered one thing. Remember that 2:30 in the morning, you can't open the door, and I had to come over for you, and it was snowing and stuff, and it worked real easy. I just hope you remembered how to open the frickin' front door, buddy.
Hi, Dan. Just wanted to wish you a happy birthday, happy 70 years. That's quite a lot. My favorite memory of you and just your overall easygoing attitude is when I was really nervous. I walked up and I was going to ask you for your blessing to marry Kristen. And when I did, you were just like, yeah, okay, man, sure, that's fine. And it really made me feel at ease. So I'm very happy to be part of your family. Happy birthday. We love you.
Happy birthday, Dan. Wishing you the best. From your sister. Talking about memories, I have too many to say now, but one that comes to mind is years ago when you wanted to go to the liquor store and I was going to go with you, and the transmission went out in your car. So we drove to the liquor store backwards, down alleys. Don't laugh, Scott.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, so that was a memorable trip. Lots and lots of memories and lots more to come. Happy birthday.
Well, obviously I've known my brother for many years, but I guess one good memory I can think of is when he came back from Vietnam, and I can remember being at the airport, all of us standing there waiting for his plane to come in. I can still see that airplane coming over the fence and waiting on my brother to deplane or get off the plane, but I thought it was cool. We all kind of did our hellos and hugs and all that, and I can remember his hair being real bleached out from the sun over in Vietnam, but I thought it was kind of cool that when he got off the plane, we all got done saying our hellos, that the pilot actually came off the plane and said he was proud to have my brother on the plane that day. And I still remember that. So that's it.
Okay, this is for my husband, Dan. I love you. We've had 42 years together, and we've had some rough times and some good times, and I'm going to tell the story about when we were first married, and you called me on the phone and said you wrecked your truck, that you ran into a bulldozer, and so I had to come and get you, and you were hiding underneath the water tower off of Maple Crest Road, and you had gone airborne because they were working on the street, and you went through the street block pylons or whatever they're called, and you went airborne and crunched your truck, and you called me up and said to come and get you. So I came and got you. You were drunker than a skunk, and you got this when we lived on Harrison Street, and you came in the house. You had to get a gun because you was afraid the cops were going to come and find you, and I was supposed to tell you that you weren't home, and I didn't know where you were, and you ended up paying for a guardrail and paying for the damage on your truck, which I think you totaled, and you paid for the damage to the bulldozer. So that's my story. One of few, that's one that prominently sticks out in my mind because I was involved in that as your rescuer. I gotta say, you've rescued me, probably. You've been my rescuer for my life.
If it wasn't for you, I probably wouldn't be here. And my grandkids, and that's where my world is. And you mean the most to me. I love you, and many more birthdays. And Kristen, don't make me cry. We have a lot of history. We've built a beautiful family, and I wouldn't ask for anything else in this whole goddamn world, because I have it all. Happy birthday, Dan.
Alright, Dan, well, I was forced to do this stupid shit. I'm not incriminating me or you, so I'm not going to tell them about the times that we had in Vegas or Florida or whatever. So that's all I'm going to say. Drop the beer. I'm out.